keeps the legends revive. Welcome to the IzzyVerse, where the panels break and the stories burst. First appearance, history made. Slam it, grade it, immortal pain. IzzyVerse, canon forged in a universe cursed. From golden to modern, the story survives through the bleed of the page. It stays alive. Flip that spec, pump and dump dreams. Holy grail whispers, tear at the seams. Market spikes in the rumor mill's breath. Crossovers ink the line of death. Footnotes trace the collector's code. White pages pure in a mylar hold. Investment grade, sealed in a tomb, but the panels still scream, they boom. Back issue fire, collector's sin. Every variant cover pulls you back in. Welcome to the IzzyVerse, where the panels break and the stories burst. First appearance, history made. Slam it, grade it, immortal pain. IzzyVerse, canon forged in a universe cursed. From golden to modern, the story survives through the bleed of the page. It stays alive. Flip it, press it, spec it, grade it. Canon's eternal, you can't escape it. KSU, arc eternal, bleed through you. Welcome to the IzzyVerse, where the panels break and the stories burst. First appearance, history made. Slam it, grade it, immortal pain. IzzyVerse, canon forged in a universe cursed. From golden to modern, the story survives through the bleed of the page. It stays alive. Flip it, press it, spec it, grade it. Canon's eternal, you can't escape it. KSU, arc eternal, bleed through you. Welcome to the IzzyVerse, where the panels break and the stories burst. First appearance, history made. Slam it, grade it, immortal. Welcome to the IzzyVerse, canon forged in a universe cursed. From golden to modern, the story survives through the bleed of the page. It stays alive. It's more than a run. It's the crossover you can't outrun. The IzzyVerse lives on. The IzzyVerse lives on.
What's happening?
Hello.
Are we wearing our blue shirts day? Today's blue shirt day? Yours is Superman. Mine's is like just plain. You know, because I don't wear logo shirts to work because I'm supposed to look professional at work.
I change when I get home.
Yeah, so you're home. It's good to see you home.
Yeah.
How you doing, Cliff?
I'm well, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're supposed to repeat. You're supposed to say the same thing back to me, like
Give
how.
me a minute. Give me a
I'm
minute.
just saying it. This is how it works. I say, "How you doing?" You say you're well, and then you say nothing else. You see this? This is the love I get. And look, we get our first super chat. I love
Papa Wheelie.
Papa Wheelie. Izzy, do your Brock impersonation. So you don't know about this. All right. So Brock Lesnar. So first and foremost, we got to give a shout out to our boy Papa Willie of our first super chat of the day. And you guys know how it works. If you've been watching the show, you already know what happens. We add books into the pack. So Papa, you got to pick a letter A, B, C, D, or E. I already have the 5 books here. All of these books are pretty cool. I like them all. So Papa, when you give me your letter, we'll show it off, and stuff. So, let's see. He gave us the letter C. So let's take a look at what is letter C.
He does love the letter C.
I wonder why. So, oh yeah, this is a cool one. I've shown you this one before. It is the Spawn. Look at that thing. Woo-hoo. Sweet,
Very
right?
Nice. Very nice.
It's now been added to the pack. Let's show the pack in a minute, but I got to say what's up to the people in the chat. Starting with L. Ron Hubbard was the first to make it, but Las Cruces wasn't so far behind. You see, he says hello from Nuevo Mexico, and look at that. He got the little accent on the Mexico part. I love it. Right, all the way from the other side of town, Dr. Von Hoot. Good evening, all.
From the spiral dimension.
Yep, from the spiral dimension. Oh, Ron, that music's awful. To you, maybe. But to me, it's rock and roll.
That's great. L. Ron Hubbard and Matt are in the same position. They're both like, we're paying you to get rid of it.
Nope, no one's paying me to get rid of it. That thing's awesome. I love it. I might shorten it, but I love it. I like the 5-minute wait period. So that's that. All right. And JSS Brooklyn's in the house. Good evening and happy Thanksgiving week to everybody. Absolutely. So we got that. So Papa, you just added this book into the pack. So we got that one. Let me see. I'll make myself, see if I can make myself a little bit. Make it a little. There you go. Let's put him somewhere else. You put him here? Put him underneath me? Or we put him, yeah, that looks better. How's that one? All right. So that's the one we just added. I don't even know which issue this is. Like, I don't want to take it out of the pack. So that's going to be, that's already been added. Excuse me. Codename Wolverine issue number 50. This classic cover with the slash die cut that's been added to the pack. Batman 457.
Ooh, Robin, Jason. Oh my God, I can't remember anyone's name.
Jason Todd.
Dick Drake chick. No, it's not. It's none of those. It's Tim Drake's first Robin costume.
Oh, it's Tim Drake? It's not Jason.
Yeah, Tim Drake. No, not Jason.
At this point, we have so many Robins, I can't even keep track of it. Death of Silver Surfer issue number 5. Nice first cover for the new Surfer. King Spawn issue number 50. The Scotty Young variant. Now this is a connecting cover, so we gotta have to work on getting the other 3 parts. So, but I don't think they've been released yet. So, that one's been added. Return of the Living Dead issue number 1. This book was hot a year ago, so it's now part of the pack. I got something in my throat. It's driving me crazy. Also, commemorative issue of Batman Superman 26, featuring all these artists. And this was obviously because of the death of Sam Loeb, the son of Jeff Loeb, and everybody that wrote the story. And it's a cover done by the one and only Michael Turner. Fantastic book. Great stories, too. Then we got you got yourself a sketch of Miles done by yours truly. That's been added to that pack. And, of course, a Spidey powder tumbler of your choosing. So if you win, you get to pick a Spidey powder tumbler. So that's going to be part of it, too. And finally, the slab. Moon Knight number 1 by Gabriel Del Otto in a 9.8. Look at that beautiful piece of art. So all that is part of the Rat Pack. We'll be doing the drawing. Oh, next week.
Next week.
Next week we'll be doing the drawing. So if you add to the pack, you're automatically also added as a. If you are a member, you get added automatically. If you put a donation of any size, you will be added. What I'm going to do, if you're a member already, you'll get an extra slot. If you're not a member, you will get a slot. So that's how I'll make it work. Make it do it, and it will be a price of any time. We still have 4 more books to add. These will be the last 4 to add, and you know what? There's a new book in here. I'll say one of these is new. I'll say one of these is a variant. Actually, 2 of these are variants, and one is a first. So that's that. All right. Back to where we were. So it's time to talk about what's in the news. Actually, we still had a couple of people that came into the chat, right? So let's go say what's up. Let's go say hi to a couple of people in the chat. Daniel Carpenter, how are you, my friend? It's been a while. Now, Daniel, a while back you won a Lobo. That is currently with CGC right now. So they have the book, and I'm waiting for him to bring it. Once it comes in, I'm sending it out to you because he is a winner from a while back. So there's that. And you see, Daniel loves the song. You see? Now explain Brock. Okay. So you know who Brock Lesnar is, I take it.
Sure.
Okay. Don't say that as if you don't know.
Like, it's like I know the name. I have a vague picture in my head of this person.
Okay. He's a WWE wrestler.
Right, which means I don't care.
Okay.
If I have I met him? No. Have I slept with him?
Of course you haven't met him.
Therefore, I don't care. Now, did I sleep with somebody in AWE? Yes. If you ever mention his name, we'll talk about it. Like, you got to understand.
Gosh. So on Monday, which was yesterday, Mr. Lesnar was doing his famous entrance that he always does, and he tripped in the stage. But the cool thing about it, he laughed it off. So that's the funny part about it. So that's pretty much it. So, I can't really put it up, but I'll send it to you so you know what I'm talking about. All right. So that's it. It was funny. That's all. So that's the explanation. Comic Cats Collectible. What's going on, Rich? How you doing, my man? All right. And who else just shows up here? And we have Chris in the house. What's going on, Chris? Hey, fellas. All right. When I win, you can replace that slab with Catwoman. He really wants that Catwoman. What's up? Chris Maycott has just joined the subscribers. Thank you so much, Chris, for joining us.
Oh, he did a lovely tumble back for nearly breaking his neck. That was really good.
Yeah. No, he played it off.
No, that was amazing. It was bad. It was like Madonna trying to play off when she fell in Brazil and she did the leg kick. Like,
oh, no.
Like this was like the same thing. Like he just went right on his back.
Here's a better one. Look up Titus O'Neil Royal Rumble fall. That is the best of the best. All right. Now, the concept of Royal Rumble is that the wrestler comes into the ring and then starts fighting, right? So that's kind of the idea.
Okay,
When you see it,
Titus has got a little run. Then he slows down because that one spot looks like it'll kill somebody. And then he leaps up onto the stage. So is that the joke that he slowed down?
No, that's not the one.
Oh, is that because like that's the don't make the same mistake twice one. All right, hold on, wait.
You got to find it.
He's sprinting at super speed. Hold on, super speed. Oh, and under the mat, under the ring. Oh my gosh.
They must have replayed that in that event. They must have replayed it like 20 times because it was just so he just goes right underneath like nothing. So there you have it, guys. Some wrestling history for you. Okay. It's time to talk about the news.
Bum, bum, bum.
It finally happened.
Oh! And all I can say is I was damn close. You're welcome.
I don't think any of us came up with this number.
I said 10.
You think so? Did you say 10?
I've been saying 10 for 2 weeks, Izzy. Don't take this from me. I told you all the best bids coming at the end.
I was hearing 6. I heard 6.
Who
I
the
will have to
hell
go back
said
to the
6?
video.
Oh, the hell! I didn't say 6. Maybe you said 6.
Well, I said, I don't even remember now what I
No,
said.
you don't remember. You just remember talking about 6, and I said you're full of nonsense. And
No.
then we're going to be looking at 10. And then
So-
someone in the chat said maybe 15. And I said, God bless America. I want it to be 15. But anyhow, we got close to 10. And thank you. Thank you.
So the book in itself on November 20th, 2025 became the highest selling comic book of all time. Superman #1 at a 9.0, CGC graded, sold at Heritage Auction for $9.12 million.
Yep.
Now
And
keep in mind, after it's all off, after all the fees, it's gonna actually be 9.2. I think it's 9.28 is the final number, and it's already up for resale.
it's already up for resale. Oh, so the biggest kind of jerk won it?
So you can make an offer to the owner, and the offer needs to be $11.4 million.
Oh, well.
How you like that?
I mean, I'm annoyed. I would really wanted it to be somebody rich who bought it, who was like, gonna be, look at me. But instead, it was somebody rich who bought it.
Right here, you can make the offer to the owner. That's what that button means.
Anyhow, whatever. Does that really, by the way, just because that button exists, does that mean that the owner is straight up like, woo, I'm selling? Or like, this is just like,
It's an offer. It's just make me an offer. So
Okay.
my assumption is that the owner said, if somebody wants to buy for 11, I'll sell it to them. Because that's a very specific number.
Yeah.
That's not like, make me an offer. This is like, no, you could, if you want it, you got to give me $11.4 million.
I guess these things happen.
DVH, I didn't forget, with £2, he has added, Cliss, I must know who was it in WWE.
It's not WWE, but
Double. DVH, since you put that, we need a letter, any letter A, B, not C, D, or E, and we'll add to the pack, DVH. So that's all the news. Yeah. No, so there was some other quick notable sales as well. So I'm going to show you guys some of the sales that we've had. There was an Action Comics issue number 15 that also sold at Heritage, and I'm just going to make this a little bigger. And this one sold for $264,000. What do you think about that one?
That's exciting.
Now,
I feel like for a 9.4 of this, it could have done better than 264. But
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think it could have.
264 is a wild ass price. How dare I?
Okay, so what's the significance of Action Comics 15? Like, obviously, it's a golden age classic. Don't get me wrong, but is there something about it besides the fact that it was in 1939? It's a Superman.
I can't really think of much.
Because at this point, we already had 15 issues of Superman.
Yeah, but that don't mean nothing. It took 149 issues just to get Jimmy Olsen's face on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
This is So the only thing is, this is the 5th appearance of Superman.
Okay.
And I think the 5th appearance of Superman.
So you're telling me
on the cover.
Okay, I was about to say it's like 15 issues of 15 issues of Action Comics, and he wasn't in all of them.
No, this is his 5th time on the cover, and then of course, the World's Fair, or World's Fair Comics is on the inside or something.
Yeah. All right. Let me go back. I'll make myself big for a segundo here. Let's see here. Let's do this.
I found one online that's. Oh my gosh, Superman has like a. Oh, interesting.
Why can't I check this order? I guess I can't. Let me just hide this for a second, and let's go back to this one. All right. So, DVH, this is your pick. I think you're gonna like this one, Cliff.
Okay.
I think you're gonna really like this one.
Oh, look at that! Jubilee's first costume.
Yee-hoo! Isn't this
And-
also Psylocke's costume change?
Sure. I mean, there is that, but I mean, I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess maybe this is the reveal of Psylocke.
Yeah. Why am I getting two voices? Are you hearing that?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. It just was coming out double. All right. So that's been added to the box. Thank you, DVH. We still got 3 more books to add to the pack. So if you guys want to put a super chat, you can put a super chat in. All right. Where were we with this one? Okay. So that book has also been added. Let's go back to this one. No, let's go back to this one. I like this one. All right. So that's been added to the pack. Another one that's been added to the pack is Captain America.
What just happened to you?
Easy. We got a super chat.
You sounded like somebody super breathed your voice away. I was like, what happened?
That's what I was saying. I was saying something's up with the voice. So I don't know. So we got our another super chat of $3 by Ronnie Johnson. He wants letter A. Finally, someone actually gets a letter A in this mix.
Right on.
Let's take a look at it. No, this is better. This is a brand new comic book out. It comes out tomorrow, and we're actually gonna talk a little bit about the writer here. And this is Inferno Hulk issue number 1. Look at that. That's one beefy Hulk. That is one beefy Hulk. That's added.
Not gonna knock it.
All right. That's been added. We still got 2 more, guys. We still got 2 more, so we'll add them in as we go. Let me start sharing again. I think that's what happened. It got disconnected. So let's see here. There we go. The other book that sold, which a 5.0 of Captain America Comics number 1. This is the first appearance of Captain America. And this one sold for $204,000. Did we just get a second one? Or that's the same one?
No, this is a $2 check from Elron.
Okay. So Elron now did it. Oh my goodness, everybody's loving it. This is a great day. Elron, give me a letter. You got the letter B or E. You can add it. All right, let's talk. What do you think about this one?
Well, this is beautiful. I mean, it's the original Captain. Like if I had 204 if I just had 204 to play with, I would have jumped all over this.
204 is not a bad price for a 5.0.
I think it's a great price. Like everyone acts like there's like a million of these lying around or something. They are not. So
no, they're scarce. They're definitely scarce, especially during this time period.
I would be like if I won 280 million in Powerball, I'm this bitch. I'm this bitch right here. When you come to visit me, in the hills at Clifforton, which is the town that I will purchase and rename, but yet not let anyone know I actually live there.
You live in Clifforton?
Right, you'll come visit me. You'll come up to my mountain home with our beautiful views, and then I'll take you to the vaulted room, and I'll just pull this shit. We'll just be looking at this. My entire hillside will be covered in solar panel, and my whole neighborhood would be getting electricity from the solar paneling. And of course everybody would have Wi-Fi because I will install a fiber station in town. Because that's how I'm gonna roll. That's how we're doing it. And then the butler will work for us. And then while we're sitting there, just enjoying our treats, we can roll through the vaults and look at my Captain America number 1 and my Marvel Comics number 1 and my Submariner number 1. And
you got all this to get to this part.
I said this one first.
Oh gosh.
You just lost me because
the full story that you just gave me just to get to the story. just to get to the comic.
Are you telling me that if I invite you to my house of comics after my Powerball house of comics, you're not going to be interested to see what I've picked up?
I'm more concerned that you didn't give me some of the money.
Absolutely not. Y'all ain't getting shit.
I gotta go to the house so you could just show off.
Absolutely, bitch. And you know what? And if you're nice, then we'll see how I treat you at Christmas.
Oh, okay. That's how it is.
Yes, exactly. Do you want that stocking stuffed or not by Santa?
All right. We got another letter. I keep doing the wrong one. It's this one. We got letter B.
Letter B.
And it is a something's killing the children.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Of course it is. So we got that one. We got one more letter to go. This is actually my favorite one out of the bunch. This is okay. Just to give you guys a heads up, this is an iconic cover. It's from the 90s. It's an iconic cover from the 90s that should be in the
90s.
From everyone's collection. It should be in everybody's collection.
Now you're just making me sad and mildly disappointed.
It's a good cover. Trust me, when you see it, you'll know which cover it is.
You're not selling me hard because the 90s is not selling me hard.
All right, here's the other book that sold as well. There was a few other books that sold. And there goes Cliff. Of course you did. All right, before we start talking about Action Comics, let's go ahead.
I saw Zatara.
Yeah, letter E. It's Ghost Rider.
Oh, the glow in the dark. Okay. I have some love. I have a little bit of love for the glow in the dark. I have a little bit of love.
This is a prestige copy too, man.
I bet.
This is nice. This is really nice.
Prestige-alicious.
Ooh, it glows in the dark. If I turn off all the lights, his head will be glowing.
Just like me.
And there goes no Turok. I gotta get me some Turok. You know what I'm saying?
If nothing else, just for the mark of it all.
You know what I mean? All right. So our next book here also sold for 2000.
What is this? Why are they selling at exactly 2004? Like, how does this happen? Does nobody go 2004 1000?
Maybe they do an increment. So, but the fact that both books were 204, I don't know. But it's probably at this point they're doing increment. So that's probably what it is.
What action is this?
Action Comics issue number 12. Now this one's actually interesting to me because it is the spaceship. So this is an origin story.
Yeah.
Right? And it's also a 9.0. So this one I think should have sold higher.
I mean, for the origin, possibly.
My boy Lando's in the house. What's up, Lando?
Ooh, Lando. By the way, first off, love you, Lando. Secondly, I gotta tell you, I've never seen this cover before. This is outrageous to me.
Never seen this cover before?
Have you ever seen this cover?
Yes,
before?
I have seen this cover before.
I have never seen this cover before. I mean, that's how off the beaten path this is for me.
No, I've seen this cover before. And look, you also have Zatara. Zatara. Is it
Zatanna's
Zatara? Zatara. He's the father of Zatanna, right?
Yes, he's Zatara, and she's Zatanna Zatara. And his first appearance is Action Comics number 1.
And there he is in Action Comics number 12. And Superman's in this cover. Got the little logo.
No, you don't see him.
He's right here.
Oh, maybe that counts.
It should count. He's right there. It's that little head.
Yeah, I don't know if it actually counts. I'm just saying I think it should count.
Look. Let me see if I can zoom in. Look at him right there. You see him? You see him right there? That little spot right there.
And what year was this? 38 or 39?
39 as well.
All right, my research is beginning.
Yeah, there you go. So that's that. So you have that one. There was we saw Captain America. There was another pretty big sale as well, which I'll show you in a second once I get this working properly. There was actually 2 big sales, 2 other big sales, 3 if you count some of these classics. Of course, a lot of books do sell normally, but we have some really cool first appearances that sold as well from this list. So let me go ahead and share those with you, starting with, that's Oh, that's not how I wanted it. Yeah, let's do this one first. So let's add and share. And there we go. So Flash Comics #1 also sold for $90,000.
In a 3.0.
A 3.0. That's
3.0.
I would say that's fine.
I think that is fine, and it too would go into my mountain fortress.
Let's see here. So that's that one. Here's a good one. This one was a restored copy, but it's still Batman #1 at a 6.0, 87,000.
That's damn good, because a 6.0 is great. And by the way, let's be reasonable here. Who gives a damn that it's restored when we're going this far back? Right?
Yeah, at this point, who cares, right?
Purple and green labels ain't an issue. Like, let's just get that worry off the table and let's just get to the meat and potatoes.
Here's a nice big one.
Oh, I love a big one.
Amazing Fantasy.
4,000. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's pretty good.
That's ridiculous.
7.5, and it looks really good. Presents really well.
Amazing.
All right. Couldn't say it better myself.
Oh, look, I found a 0.5 for Flash Comics #1 for only 32,500. How great.
There you go. Now I have it. And then you have a Tales of Suspense 39, first appearance of Iron Man in 9.2. Sold for $108,000.
That's quite a bit.
That is quite a bit. But it's still Iron Man, and he's now an important character. Let me see if there's some other ones. So I'm gonna put some. Yeah, those were your highest ones. Now there was some other stuff, some art pieces that sold as well. Let me see if I could find them. Let's see here. Here's another art piece that sells. So let me close these out here. This one's a great art piece. Classic. You gotta love this one when I show it to you. Bam.
Oh, wow. Wow.
$1.5 million. That's beautiful.
Well, forget that it's beautiful. That's a real collector's item. That's a real collector's item.
I will admit that's pretty nice. That is definitely pretty nice. So let's go. We got some more. Some Frank Frazzetta's also sold. You got this one right here, the Luana US movie poster, also Vampirella cover. That sold for 1.75.
Amazing.
All right.
I don't know why it sold for more than Superman, but that's okay.
It's a Frazetta. That's why.
I'm being a jerk.
The Frazetta, man. Frazetta.
And Adams doesn't mean anything.
I'm not saying that they're not equal. They're not on equal level playing. But we are talking about Frazetta.
One is a painting. I'm going to give you that one is a painting. I'm going to tell you.
The Moon Man sold for 718,000. You got some bootylicious shot right there too.
Oh, back to the bootyliciousness.
You got some booty. This is the original Rogue pose.
Kinda.
It really is.
Yeah.
All right. So also, we got McFarlane Amazing Spider-Man 316. I know this piece. I remember seeing this piece. It's part of 316. That sold for 218,000. The original art piece. That to me is a steal.
Steal is a word, yes.
Yeah, I think that's a steal for this cover, for this page, because this page shows Spider-Man in all his glory.
Yeah.
It's not like, how some pages sell and it's like, it's okay, it's original art, but it's like, there's nothing really awesome about it like that. It's just like talking heads or something like that, or a scenery, but not like a splash page type of thing. This may not be splash page, but this
But
is like the next best thing.
It's there. It's there. It's listen.
Right?
I'm not even gonna argue. It's beautiful. It's classic McFarlane Spider-Man. You know. I mean,
Outside, look at this one. Original art.
And you know what? I have seen this before. Isn't that funny?
Really?
Was
it like the poster? It's part of the poster,
no,
right?
I've seen the original art.
Oh, really? You seen this one?
Like I've seen that in person in my lifetime, and I've never seen Action Comics number 12, the freaking cover. Like this, like I have seen this in my many journeys.
Right, let's see this. Here's another iconic piece.
Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Another piece there. That one sold for 162. That's not bad. That is not bad.
No, indeed.
Let's see here. Let's see if we find another piece that. Here's a nice Tarzan. Like, hey, it's getting smacked. Another Frazetta. Oh, look, Donald. 100,000.
I can't.
Oh, look at this piece. Original art from Wolverine #1. This is what I'm talking. This is what I'm referring to. Like sometimes when you see a piece, it's cool. Like I think it's really cool that you got the different colors attached to it. But it is just like, okay, it's Wolverine. He's like, it's not an action scene or anything like that. This one sold for 100,000.
And I mean, it's a good page.
Calvin and Hobbes.
It's a good page. I can say that much.
How about this one? X-Men 119, page number 6.
Oh wow!
John Byrne and Terry Austin.
Wow. See, I mean, at least all the characters. I would just want it just for the history, right off the bat.
I agree. All right, so there you have it, guys. Tell me what you think about this. Let's just one more. We got a Jim Lee piece. I remember this piece. Jim Lee Ghost Rider with the X-Men. That sold for 84,000. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. Drop a message and just leave a comment, and I'll respond to it. Some Crow piece. Look at that. Wow, that's nice. I like that. All right.
Can't argue with it.
Cannot argue with it. All right. So this is something that I saw today, and I was a little interested. I was like, interesting. So Tim Seeley, who is currently writing Magic, quits Twitter after online response to Magic comments. So I don't know if it's like great news.
We need some context.
So Magic got her own title as part of From the Ashes relaunch in 2024. The current X-Men group editor Tom Brevoort, which I have to say is awful at his job. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So no, sorry, not sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Sure, he might be a nice guy, but I don't think he's doing a good job over at Marvel. Had repeatedly expressed a disdain for the character of Leandra Rasputin over the decades. But that in the past, I haven't liked Magic pretty much at all. But that doesn't mean that the character doesn't have fans. Lots of them. And being in the position that I'm in now means that I can prevent her from being written in a manner that used to irritate me. So in other words, he's saying, I can't stand this character, but I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna make it worth my while.
Exactly.
Right? Some kind of crap.
A lot of people do that.
Right. I gotta say hi to Joffrey. What's up, Joffrey? Happy Tuesday. Happy DC Tuesday. Is that a thing now? Is DC Tuesday still a thing?
It is for Mark. I never forget it.
Okay, that's Mark.
I know. I'm just saying that man.
Travis, I boys
is keeping DC Tuesday alive. All right, alive and well.
So let's keep on reading. All right. So where was I? Where I last read? So there's no problem with using her. And Magic by Ashley Allen, Jeremy Peralta, and Arthur Haas did rather well in the charts, beating its other solo rivals, such as Exceptional X-Men and Often Uncanny and Regular. Despite all this, it seems to have fallen foul mouth of the 10-issue cutoff ahead of the Age of Revelation event. But the series will be returning to the same creative team and one added brother as Magic and Colossus in February. Okay. But in the interim, the Age of Revelation possible future event that seemed to cause considerable concern yesterday with the release of X-Men Age of Revelation Marvel Infinity comic number 4 by Tim Seeley and Phil Sevy, and possibly alongside the Black Friday deal that took 20%. Okay, guys, get to the point. Get to the point. What happened?
There was a lot of things happening, all right? There was a lot of things going on.
All right, previously in X-Men, Doug Ramsey Revelation used his commanding powers to force Cyclops to lead the X-Men to rescue Fabian Cortez from S.H.I.E.L.D. imprisonment. Due to his power-boosting ability, we are told that Mary Hill died in the assault. Didn't Mary Hill already die?
I mean, I thought so, but these mutants be coming back left and right from the dead.
But Mary Hill's not a mutant. She's just this everyday human.
What? But what? They don't have the power to clone these people left and right? Of course they do.
All right, died in the assault, and so did Ilania Rasputin Magic. Well, yeah, that's another thing. She could die all the time.
She is so like daughter of demons that like wasn't better if she allegedly died.
So look, it says here Magic died, but the Dark Child did not.
Right.
The demonic aspect of Liana developed due to her time imprisoned in limbo by demons, Velasco and Sim. Yeah. I don't know. All right. And as Magic's death impact the X-Men and future X-Men, her return did more so. In Amazing X-Men, she has taken over the territory free from the influence of Doug Ramsey. Okay, so far, so I don't know why. Her own version of Severance. Okay. Oh, yeah, look, she did a whole Severance thing.
Mm-hmm.
And her own revenge issue against Cyclops for getting her killed in the first place. So, all right. So the Dark Child is evil. Okay. And the X-Men Revolution, Marvel Infinity Comics followed by Team. We see the details. Okay, but tell me why he left. Okay, all this doesn't mean anything.
Oh, right. Why did he leave Twitter, damn it? Why did he leave the tweeting?
You know what I'm saying? We're just reading along here. Okay, you're telling me the story. Seemingly subservient, but suggesting that this is all part of her plan. I want to know. But suggesting
we are inquiring minds. Give it to us. All right?
One that we know will see her escape limbo. And I don't care about the story anymore. Okay, here it is. But some Magic fans are not happy with these turn of events and took to social media. Many were upset that the character read as having been sexually abused as a child was returning to a place of such abuse and taking care of a form again. There were considered opinions from some, but others posed some knee-jerk responses, even as they were those who countered them. So these are the tweets, pretty much. Blah blah blah. Let's see. So people were just.
Do they get pretty disgusting pretty fast? Is that what happens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this one. Someone actually went to him and. Woo-hoo. Oh wow. I'm not saying these out loud.
Okay, well, this is why he left. Now we got to the meat and the potatoes.
It took all this time to get to this, right?
Yeah.
And it was at this point that Tim Seeley decided it was time to delete his X account and move to Blue Sky. And there he is saying, I have finally deactivated Twitter because that was a touch too much death for me and the family. It was blank 16-year run. Blank everybody. So there's your story. So what's your thoughts on this whole thing?
Well,
controversial story. To say the least.
Everybody needs therapy. Everybody needs therapy. I'm a big fan of that.
I like Tim Seeley's work. Nothing against his work. And it looks like there was a little bit of Tom Brevoort meddling going on here, it sounds like, because why would you even mention him in the conversation? And then, of course, he's getting all these ridiculous fans. I hate when people, do these kinds of things. Like, why do you attack a person rather than their storytelling? If I'm going to attack something, I'm going to attack the story, not the individual. You get what I'm saying? Because the individual is just being the individual. And it could have, the story. Okay, you don't like the path he's taking the character. I get that. Then say, I don't like the path you're taking this character. I don't feel like this character should be this way. I feel like this character isn't this way. Or why do we have to go write a story retreading her past in that way? That's what you do. You don't say things like die or, you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
And I'm going to be very careful with the words we use because this is YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I hear you. And, you know, like people really need to.
What's up, man? Right? So how would we handle it? We are part of this community that openly talk about characters. Like I would say this much. Let's go talk a little bit about a person you're not fond of as far as a creator.
Well, we have a few. Which one are we going for?
We're going to go with the top of the bunch. John Romita Jr.
Right, who's a lovely person in real life. And I've always said that.
Phenomenal artist. Great work. He's been at it for a very long time. Has he been performing at his best? Not recently. I'll openly admit to that. Should he be removed from Spider-Man? Many people agree he should be. And maybe we should start giving Spider-Man a little more love. Right? We should put artists that are passionate about this character. Because let's be honest, who doesn't want to draw Spider-Man anymore? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You could find exceptional artists that want to actually draw Spider-Man. I don't think that's hard to come across. You could find artists that would want to draw X-Men, that would want to draw Captain America or Iron Man or something. They're out there. And we're talking about people that are as talented as the Jim Lees or the Todd McFarlanes or the Arthur Adams. They're just as talented. Maybe some people out there that are even more talented. Who's to say, right? But yeah. You don't. But you keep these individuals on these books for whatever reason being. That doesn't mean that this person's a bad person, or that doesn't mean that this person should be attacked for that. When it comes to writers, it becomes challenging because there are certain writers that they put their whole political agenda in the story. It happens all the time.
Even if they do, and I was gonna say, and really, we live in the part of the world where we live in the part of time in the world where you cannot avoid it because you can't tell any story without being able to relate it to something going on.
Of course.
And so, like, already, I'm like, that's out the window because I feel like people have just missed the point of like every comic they've ever read growing up.
Yeah.
But critiquing a story, critiquing the art, critiquing the direction is fine. Telling someone to finish themselves is abuse. That is what it is. Okay? There's no, you can't flip it. It's not, oh, you're too passionate. You're being abusive. All right? Yeah. And you don't, just because it's the internet, it does not give you the right to dehumanize people.
Mm-hmm. I agree. But it still happens.
I know it still happens. What series do I hate more than anything that I bash constantly?
I'm letting you pick.
The fact that you can't say the name is
not gonna say it
to me. All right, Dark Crisis. I think it's terrible. I think poor George Perez is spitting in his grave. But some people like it. I completely disagree with them on liking it because I don't understand where their head is at, and I wish that they have read better things in their life. But I'm not wishing anyone dead over it, you know, and certainly not Joshua Williamson. He's written other things I very much enjoyed. I love, and I still tell people, Daniel Samper's work is the only saving grace of that story. His art is gorgeous. I just wish it wasn't on such a trash story. Like, but the point is, I have not wished ill on any of these people.
Yeah.
I'm just taking it off my favorite book.
Well, to go to that point, I want to rewind the clock a little bit in a different era. Let's go to the 80s. Let's go back to the 80s. One of the most prolific writers of the 80s, there was actually quite a few, that wrote stories that I would say will be considered controversial. I'm going to come up with three guys, right? All three of them are considered legends today, right? We'll start with Alan Moore, for example.
He's number one.
That's why I said we start with Alan Moore. Alan Moore, who wrote Watchmen, who wrote V for Vendetta, who wrote Swamp Thing, everything that he wrote had significant meaning. There was something behind his writing, and it was very layered. Right? When you look at the book of Watchmen, he's actually writing a deconstruction of the superhero genre, largely because he didn't like the superhero genre. Right? He was doing everything he did not like about superhero genre, and then became a masterpiece. You could say the same thing for someone like Frank Miller, who took a character like Batman and say, what would Batman be like in this world? And more importantly, when it came to Dark Knight Returns, what is the political aspect of Batman being this and Superman being that?
Hey, you want to get into John Byrne? How about everything leading up to the death of Elektra? Before you ever touch Batman, that whole run is ultra violent, all right? Dark portrayals of law enforcement, corruption, addiction, vigilante justice. It pushed all these boundaries to the point where DC's like, hey, you want to do Batman?
But then he didn't go right into Batman. He went into a world where it's a Batman and he could pretty much do whatever he wants with. This is a Batman that he's broken, he's done. Robin's supposedly gone, and all this is happening in this world. And then Superman is literally the poster boy of the United States government. Literally, he's the guy saying, "Okay, we need you to do this," and he goes, does it. You know what I mean? And then the other guy you mentioned John Byrne, but I know you meant Frank Miller. But with John Byrne, you got Chris Claremont. You ain't gonna tell me that if something like Twitter or social media existed today, that it in the same then like it does today, you ain't gonna tell me that people ain't gonna try to cancel out Chris Claremont with the way he was writing the X-Men.
Well, go on, right? Because we're going to be looking at it with today's lens. But I still think you could tell those stories. And there's two ways you could tell it. Just as you could tell just as raw, but you just gotta like have a warning when you open the book. Be like, hey, it's like it's issue 2 and we still have a warning. It's issue 12, there's still a warning. Or you just change your language but still portray the same themes, right?
Well, we got rid of the code for that kind of stuff. The code no longer.
1980, we got rid of the code, and that's where this got really, really, wild. But even without a code, you can't literally say whatever you want. Like, you will get canceled if you put some wild, out-of-pocket stuff in your book with zero context and no warning sign, no trigger warnings.
Agreed.
But and also let's not forget, Mouse started its publication in 1980. All right, the new Teen Titans was bursting through boundaries. Raven was the child of a demonic entity. That was a big deal. They were battling the cult of Brother Blood. There's a whole freaking cult for the Titans to battle, and it was one of the top 2 selling books of the early 80s. Teen Titans. The new Teen Titans and freaking Uncanny X-Men. They were
the books, the hottest books. Marvel's hottest book was X-Men, while DC's hottest book was Teen Titans. So it was, and there was similarities between the two. They were very much teen-driven characters. The X-Men may have not been teens, but they were targeted towards teens.
More importantly, the stories were intimate.
Yeah.
Right? Look at God Love Man. God loves X-Men. God loves, man kills.
Mm-hmm.
Like very, very prolific. And the fact that to this day, there are people who try to get Mouse banned blows my freaking mind. You have completely missed the point. It is insane to me.
It's crazy. So there you have it, guys. Really good conversation there. You mentioned someone earlier. So let's go to our next article here, because I think this is interesting. And I'm curious your thoughts on this one, because Philip Kennedy Johnson was just revealed that he's going to have an exclusive deal with Marvel.
Ooh, what's he gonna write? Because he did some amazing Hulk
So
stuff.
right now he's currently writing. He's currently writing Infernal Hulk. Right, so it just came out. It's coming out tomorrow. It's scheduled to come out tomorrow. So he's taking the Hulk into a different direction and stuff like that. Have you been reading the Hulk series? I know I've read a few of it, but I'm not entirely in it. But have you been reading it?
I've read his past Hulk stuff. I've enjoyed it very much. But as we know, my budget is at scrounging pennies on the street corners level. So I just have to pass, unfortunately.
Yeah. So Hulk he's kind of very different, but to what it is, it's just like now his body's being controlled by some evil forces and things like that. And again, I have to get back into it to really know what's going on. But with the story, we're going to get more of Philip Kennedy Johnson in Marvel books. Does that pose as a good thing? Is my question.
For Marvel, hell yeah, it's a good thing. The only stuff
Okay.
that's been good from them recently, I think, has just been him and Hickman. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
But with that being said, should Marvel pursue more exclusive deals? Or should we get back to this world where some people write stuff here, some people write stuff there, and then they do their indie stuff?
Don't both companies pursue exclusive deals? Who cares? But yes, do it if you're trying to get a better product, because they're slacking.
Marvel's been slacking a lot. I've
are.
never seen Marvel slack so much before in my entire life.
Yeah, well, I mean, I blame Big Daddy, and by Big Daddy, I mean Disney.
But what do you think will happen with the WB sale?
Did it sell yet?
Not yet.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, I would also blame that Big Daddy too, but so far so good. Whatever's going, they're doing something right over there, you know? So
I think the difference between the two, I think you hit it on the nail. I think the problem here is that you have corporations that are trying to taking over the comic landscape in a way that they don't understand the storytelling narrative of it. They just want to use it as a cash cow for whatever project that they have coming up.
yeah.
That's why we have what we have now. And I think titles like Infernal Hulk get to slide in the background, kind of like with a lot of people the corporation not really noticing what's going on here. They just look at it. It's okay, we're going to do another #1 Hulk, and that's fine. You know what I mean? So little things like that, I think, is fine. However, I think part of the issue I'm seeing is the fact that everything is being written for the movies and TV shows rather than the movies and TV shows being written from the comics. The movies are good when they're actually adapting the elements that came from the comics, not when they decide to go their own route.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And that's why things happen. Now, I think something like Eternals, apparently people like it. I didn't like it.
Okay, you know what? I think people weren't ready for it, but it's not bad. I
didn't say it was great. I didn't say it was bad. I just said I didn't like it.
Do you like stories of like the Babylonian era and stuff like that? Like that's like if you're into that stuff already, like it's really good for you. They really did a beautiful thing. Like the priest can only talk to the gods, so they're at the highest point. So of course, what's her name is up there speaking to Arishem. All of that historically, like beautiful, tying into the realm of Marvel. I thought it was fine. Some of the people I know who criticized it were like, "Oh, it's too slow." Okay, we're not allowed to have a slow movie anymore. That's number one. Number two, oh, I don't think it made sense. I'm like, actually, I think it was fine.
No, it makes sense. It just I didn't like the turn in the movie.
The turn.
Yeah, the heel turn.
First turn. It was gonna happen.
I didn't like that. It didn't feel right to me.
That didn't feel right to you.
No, that didn't feel right to me.
Perfect sense that he would want to protect what he has.
Okay, I didn't like it.
Ain't like it. The movie is better than we thought, and then people poo-pooed it, and then they shoved Love and Thunder down.
I haven't seen the cameo, so I have to see the cameo. Final bids have been in. Yeah, the bids were in already. They all made their bids. That's actually not that's, believe it or not, that's actually not the final bids. But this is kind of like this. It's almost like the starting bids. It was WB's approach to say we want bids in now. So if you want in, now's the time. And what they're gonna do is now the companies they're all placing their bids, and then Warner Brothers is gonna look at it and say, okay, which one we like. We like this one, we like this one, and then we're gonna say we want to take this one, or we want to do this one, and this is where the companies are now at each other's throats for the bid. I think whoever gets Warner, they better do something. They better not dissolve it. That's all I ask. That is my one desire. What
do you mean by dissolve it? Break it into its parts?
No, like get rid of the Warner Brothers of it. Like all they want is the library. All they want is the IPs, because it's the second biggest company, movie studios out there. It's the second biggest, only second to Disney. Only, in my opinion, it's Disney or it's Warner Brothers. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then so what Disney did, they got rid of the Fox. Like they turned it to 20th Century Pictures, so you get the music and all that stuff that comes along with it. So that still exists. So there's that, which I'm happy that still exists. And to be completely fair, they haven't done a bad job with it, because Predator's been good, Alien's been good. We might see, obviously Avatar is Avatar. We might see some other stuff coming from it, but I feel like it's slowly been losing its identity as Fox, because they got rid of the Fox. Right? Yeah. Dissolve the studio, Cliff. I think Izzy means. That's exactly what I said. So the studio aspect of it, I want WB to exist after the sale.
Right.
If it goes to a company like Netflix, I think it'll still exist. If it goes to a company like Apple, it still exists. If it goes to Paramount, I don't know what would they do. Will they have Paramount? Will they have WB? Or will they have WB Paramount? You get my point there?
Yep.
That's my biggest fear about it, because I love Warner Brothers. I love the rich history of Warner Brothers.
I mean, too bad. That's all I can say. Like,
Thank you for caring about me.
Like I'm just saying, man. Like I do care. I'm just saying, like.
Well, as a movie guy, that's my whole thing.
I was scared when Disney bought Marvel.
I was not, actually. I was not.
Do you feel differently now?
Do I feel differently now? I think Disney did a great job with the movie side of Marvel, because it sucked. Call it what you want to call it. It sucked.
What do you mean it sucked? We got some great freaking Marvel movies.
No. Before Disney took over, yes, we had X-Men, we had Spider-Man, but everything else sucked.
Yeah, I'm talking about MCU. I'm talking about they came out on their own. They freaking put up the rights to all the merchandising on Iron Man to get the bank money to make the movie. They made a fabulous film. They got everyone psyched and on board, right? And I don't know, like, once the Disneyfication of things started to happen,
I think what ended up when they started getting Fox and they started getting that property, I started seeing the Disneyfication, as you said, of the comic books.
And I mean everything. Like I don't know. There's
somewhere around 2000. I think the breaking point is 2015. I was saying comics, because I can't think of stories past 2015 that stands the test of time. Because before 2015, we were getting an influx of new characters that were actually pretty exciting. We got Miles, we got Spider-Gwen, we got Miss Marvel. So there was still this love for the comics and building a new generation. Young Avengers came into the scene and stuff like that. So there was that still. But then after that time frame, 2015, and I'm pinpointing it just because that's just a number in my head. I don't know of anything that stands out after that. You get what I'm saying?
I do get what you're saying, and I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like, I'm very, like, not loving of big corporations and the lack of oversight, etc. Like, I'm not a fan.
Well, no, I don't think I'm not a fan either. It is what it is, right? but corporations are going to be corporations. For me, I don't mind a corporation if they keep their hands off of certain things. If they just let the creators create, I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? Because it's bound to happen.
Rarely the case. You know, they just want to get in there and like, oh, how can we turn a profit on this?
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. Yeah, I know. So that, to me, that's how I look at it. And I see in DC's place, DC did the same thing. They were destroying their movie industry by hand. They saw something in Christian why am I saying Chris Nolan, Christopher Nolan's Batman. They saw something and they thought they could apply that in their DC universe. That's how we ended up getting the Snyderverse, right? Because my problem with the Snyderverse is that why are you turning the DC universe into the Watchmen universe? That's how it felt to me. That's why I like this new James Gunn's version. It feels more uplifting. It does have that Silver Age feel to it, but I think that's the beauty of the DC universe.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Where Marvel doesn't have that. Marvel has always been like an urban comic series because it's set in New York for the most part, and everything else is based on Marvel should be more based in reality, where DC should be more fantastical, more sensational.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Good conversation.
I somewhat agree.
I think we've had some really nice conversations today. I think this has been a really fun show.
Yeah, and mostly because like it's nice when we agree on on disturbing behavior. We should always agree on that. We should always agree on disturbing behavior. We're like, nope, that's no bueno, not good for anyone.
So before we start talking about trending comics, because that's what this show is all about, I asked my good pal and friend and brother from another mother. Let's see here. I asked him if he could share with me what comic books he is thankful for. Because, this Thursday's Thanksgiving, in case you guys didn't know. And I figured it would be nice to just do something where we could talk about 5 comic books we own in our collection that we currently have that we are very thankful for. All right. And you know what? If you guys are watching in the replay, or if you guys are watching live in the chat, please tell me what 5 comic books you're thankful for owning, right? Not what comic books you want to own, because we'll get to that one in a future episode. I already have that in mind. So be prepared, Cliff. We're gonna do a Christmas wish list pretty soon. These are 5 comic books that we are thankful for. So, Cliff, you're going to start it off. You're going to give me your top 5. Now, we're going to start with the 3 that you picked. So, you had 2 titles, right? But you had 2 titles. So you had 3 of one title, and 2 of the others. So, we're going to start with the 3. Okay? So,
is that in? Yeah, I guess.
All right.
I had them in chronological order.
Okay, so the one I got here, I got Adventure Comics, right? This is 267?
Yes, it is.
All right, let's get that one out. And he took out the comic books. I wasn't able to take out the comic books. All right, tell me why.
It's the second appearance of the Legion of Superheroes.
But why are you so thankful for it?
Because this was my year to rack up Legion stuff, and I did pretty well. Like last year I was excessively dedicated to Defenders, and it was and Marvel Team Up, and that was a really rough year. Then I was like, and I love them, don't get me wrong, but I was like, wait a second, who am I trying to impress? My one true original love is Superman and the Superman family and his beloved Legion of Superheroes. And so I chose to absolutely not. I chose, pun intended, I chose to put real focus into the Legion this year, and I did. And I scored this well below FMV for a 3.0, and I'm very happy. And not all of us can be lucky enough to have a fan out there to send them a $1,000 book, Matt, and comics, and get the first appearance of the Legion of Superheroes just showing up at their doorstep via delivery, Matt Likes Comics. So So I went out there. I went into the eBay jungle and bid hard, and got a score.
All right. So the other one is another Adventure Comics. So let's take a look at that one here. So let me just go into it. And you have.
Oh my God! Why did you not even go in order, man?
The way it came out.
All right, fine.
Let's do both of them. Okay.
There we go. All right.
You got the 3 Adventure Comics. So your first 3 is Adventure Comics. So let's go with this one here, which is 282.
282 is the first appearance of Tom Kaylor, Starboy, who would eventually become JSA Starman in the Jeff Johns run. Mm-hmm. It's also the 5th appearance of the Legion of Superheroes because, of course, he divulges to Superboy how he had traveled to the future and joined the Legion.
And what about the other book?
Now, the other book is 283, literally the next issue after this, right? Mm-hmm. And that is our introduction to the Phantom Zone and General Zod.
Kneel before Zod.
Yes, and I didn't even know what Zod's first appearance looked like until last year. And I said, oh my God, wait, why don't I have this? So all unappreciated keys in my book. The fact that I got 282 and 283 this year, I'm very happy with. I feel like I paid a little bit above fair market value for Starboy, but I don't care. This one I paid under market value, so right on. And
you got a purple label, I see.
I got the purple label, and you know what? I ain't got no shame because this book is from 1961 in a 4.5. I ain't got no shame about that. Ooh, color touch. Oh no! Oh no! Someone went out of their way to try and restore my precious book. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So now let's go to the other 2 books that you have here, starting with Action Comics 267.
That's right. The 3rd appearance of the Legion of Superheroes and Supergirl meets the Legion of Superheroes.
And Hercules.
Hercules is there too. And we get the first appearance of Chameleon Boy, Invisible Kid, and Colossal Boy in this.
Interesting.
Now, Hercules and Samson start their BS with Superman in this issue. That is interesting, but I don't care.
That actually is interesting because of All-Star Superman.
No. But I'm just saying. So for those of you who love that All-Star Superman gimmick, this is the beginning of that. And I do kind of care. The Legion's more important to me.
Okay.
And
so L. Ron Hubbard says Secret Wars 8, Transformers #1, ASM 252, Thundercats #1, and Voltron #1. Those are some great picks, man. I see that someone's a very big 80s fan.
That is what I'm saying. Larry is absolutely a child of the 80s, and all of that makes perfect sense, right?
Good.
But when it comes to collecting, I like those things, but I need to be beyond those things. I have seen those things over and over and over and over again, and it just becomes a ride of why don't I see more of the stuff that I love? Which, of course, brings me to what is
276.
276. Got it. It's 267 and 276. And also my Adventure Comics for the Second Legion is 267. They just love throwing the Legion around for 267, 267, 276. But this one is, I think, the 6th appearance of the Legion of Superheroes and the first appearance of Brainiac 5, Sun Boy, Phantom Girl, Triplicate Girl, Shrinking Violet, and Bouncing Boy. And Supergirl actually gets to join the Legion in this issue as well as Brainiac 5.
What's the deal with this Superman Emergency Squad?
So they are all Kandorians, and the Kandorians are shrunken in a bottle.
Yeah.
Right? So when they need an emergency squad, they let those Kandorians out, and those miniature Supermen, get to work.
You gotta love Silver Age goodness.
Yes. Let me tell you, the emergency squad, though, they do the work. And in All-Star Superman, we don't actually get the emergency squad, but we kind of do. Remember when he goes to those kids who have cancer, and the Kandorians actually fly into the kids and
I do.
Out. So that's. I don't know why he just didn't use the Superman emergency squad, and he just used a bunch of Kandorians. But yeah.
It could have been something else. It could have been, editorial, something like that.
I don't know. No, because he's weird. Now, there's also
he's weird.
So Superman's rainbow power, he was exposed to red kryptonite, and he could fire miniature Superman out of his fingertips, who did everything. And that scene in the hospital is an homage to that issue, and he publicly stated this because he loves that story. So I just thought, like, I don't know, he loves all this stuff. I don't know why he didn't just kind of like take the two items and ring them together. But you know, I also like that the Kandorians actually did something selfless, and they're like, all right, Superman wants us to go save some kids, let's do it.
Cool. Awesome.
That is so with the exception of the introduction of General Zod, I'm grateful for. So General Zod I'm particularly grateful for because I didn't even know what it looked like until last year. And this one I'm particularly grateful for because I really had to fight to get this, and the fact that this copy came from Hong Kong, which scared the heck out of me, but I got it.
Hong Kong goodness.
Yes.
All right. So it's my turn, right?
Yes, it is, sir.
So let's go ahead and do the books I picked. Now, all these books I pick are sentimental books, so it's not like a value thing or anything like that. It's more like these are books that I'm so grateful for as a collector, as a fan, as a artist, all that stuff. All right. I also have to say what's up to Metal Elf Collectibles. What's going on? All right. So my list is a little different than yours because, like I said, it's the way I did it was I started off with Incredible Hulk 340. Now, this book is currently right now with CGC. It's getting pressed and graded and all that fun stuff. But I had a goal this year. My goal was to get a triple signed book. And I'm thankful that I achieved that goal, Cliff. So,
and this is a triple signed book?
It's a triple signed newsie.
Woo!
So what's important to me about this book here is the fact that it was gifted to me by my wife. Now let me tell you things that my wife does. So I had this was one of my earlier comic books because I actually got into comics right when this came out. So my original copy of Incredible Hulk 340, I picked it up at the newsstand, in the corner newsstand where I lived, and over at Fordham. So if you want, shout out to Fordham, shout out to the Petco and the Petland that was in the corner.
Petland.
Petland, you remember Petland? So there was a Petland and there was a newsstand, and this newsstand, believe it or not, is still there. But they don't sell newspapers or magazines like they did back then. So I would go there and I saw this book. This is my second comic book that I've ever purchased, with my own personal money from my allowance and things like that. And I picked it up and I thought the artwork was amazing. Obviously the cover is iconic, Tom McFarlane. But what I ended up doing is, so back in the day, I would take my comics to school, and unfortunately they got stolen. So it was stolen. A good set of my comic books, including this one. And back in, I think, 2003, 2004, me and my wife just got married. And I mentioned this comic book to her in just casual conversation. Right? So it was at Christmas that there was a package for me. There was a present from my wife, and when I opened it up, it was this comic book that she purchased. Right? So that's what makes it so sentimental. So
it's super beautiful. Super.
Yeah. So the first signature I picked up, which today would have been the hardest signature to get, is Peter David. So Peter David had a signing in Midtown Comics. He was the first signature I got. And obviously he passed away recently. This past year he passed away. So that's why I say he would have been the most difficult one. So, but he was the first signature I got with the COA from Midtown. Midtown always gives that little COA paper. So I got that one. The second signature I actually obtained this year as well, which was Bob Wychak. Bob Wychak was the inker of this book. Now, for those of you who don't know, he's currently dealing with health issues, and his vision is impaired. He could hardly see anything. But when it comes to, when he does to conventions, he actually has his son help him sign his book.
Oh,
Yeah, it's his vision has gone that bad, but he's a great person to talk to. So I had multiple conversations with him. He did sign the book, so we got his signature. And then the reason why it's with CGC today is because at New York Comic Con, Todd McFarlane was doing his signatures. He was doing his signing, and I submitted this book to get signed by Todd McFarlane. So now it has the trifecta. It's currently with CGC right now. It's getting pressed by them. It's gonna get then slabbed. I don't expect a super high grade for this book. It'll probably be within the 7s or 8, but that's not the important thing to this book. This is not a book that I'm going to resell anyway. So that's one of the books. The other book is, of course, you guys would know, is X-Men 244. This is the first appearance of Jubilee. As you know, Cliff, I named my first child Jubilation Lee. Her name is not Jubilee. Her name is Jubilation Lee.
Just like Jubilee's real name. I love it.
Like Jubilee's real name. And it was the name I had before me and my wife even started dating. So that was a thing that when I heard about Jubilee's name, and this, you know I'm a churchgoer, and the term jubilation is a very important thing to the Jewish tradition as well, Judeo-Christian tradition. So as a result, I was like, this is so cool because it has so much meaning behind it. It's a sense of freedom. It's taking care of all your debts and wiping them all out. You have a jubilation celebration. So I wanted my first daughter's name to be Jubilee in that way. Well, her name will be Jubilation Lee, but short for Jubilee. And when me and my wife started dating, that was one thing I mentioned to her, and she was like, sure. And she was cool with it. She loved the name and she was down with it. So when we had our first child, her name was Jubilation Lee Loriano. So there you have it. Aww. Now, this is one you haven't seen before. This is a book called Kicked.
Oh, my.
This is my very first cover.
Oh, your first cover.
I did the artwork.
Nice.
So this was back in 2009. I was part of a collective group that we called ourselves Pronto Comics. We did a book. It's called For Price. I did some interior work in that book. So that was the first book. This was the second book, and I ended up doing the cover, which is a character by the name of Captain Awesome. And he's kind of he's a Superman character. That's the reason why it looks like a Superman poster. But he's a jerk. And all those other characters were all sidekicks. So it's a collection of short stories. And of course, of all different styles. There's like a vampire character. There's this girl called Golden Girl. There's another one, the mechanic, and all these characters are there. So that was my very first cover. So I still have it. It's stored away. Actually, I do plan on sending it to put it on a slab just for the hell of it, because I do have multiple copies of it. But that's the first one. Then we go to Marvel Tales 206. This is a reprint of Marvel Team Up. I always forget which number it is. It's a reprint of Marvel Team Up with Spider-Man and Thor when they fight the living Montliv, but also Havoc's in the story. It's all sorts of characters. It is written by Chris Claremont, and the art is by John Byrne.
Hell yeah.
This is my very first comic book.
Very first ever to own.
And I have 2 copies. I have the original comic book still intact.
Marvel Team Up 70.
Yeah, it looks like it is a 0.5. That's how beat up that book is. But I ended up buying the book again, and I got a nice cleaner copy. So that's the one that started it all.
Oh,
all right.
Wow.
And finally, of course, it has to be Fantastic Four 67. First appearance of Adam Warlock. He's known as him. I have a signed copy by Stan Lee that I had signed in New York Comic Con. The very first New York Comic Con, he signed it for me, and I immediately got it graded. So those are the books I'm thankful for owning.
Beautiful.
All right.
Very beautiful.
Nerd dad. Hey, what's going on, Phil? How you doing? And
Oh,
I
Phil,
say you add a signed copy of Kid. If you know what, I'll see. Maybe if anybody's interested. I don't know how much people will actually want that, but so it's a pretty good copy. It's not a bad copy. So those are my books. Right? That was
beautiful.
fun.
That was. I listened. The Fantastic Four for him, and the story with your wife and the Wolverine cover. Bravo.
Yeah.
And of course, and you know what? And love for the Marvel Tales. Love for the Marvel Tales.
It was one of those things. It's just one of those books to me, right? It's like I saw it, I thought it was cool, so I bought it. I paid 75 cents. Remember those days?
I do. I do.
Comics. 75 cents was an awesome price. All right, guys. I want it. I'm literally looking. Yeah, you're not gonna find it on eBay. I doubt that. Probably buy it for like.
Which one are they trying to find on eBay?
I don't know. I think DWJ is trying to find Kicked.
Oh, yeah.
I doubt if you find that. Really, really doubt that. All right. Before we move on to the top trending, there's a couple of things we want to talk about. If you hadn't had the chance to watch it, make sure you go back to yesterday's show for Cover Price, the top 10 list, where myself, Lando, and Travis, we talk about the top 10 comics for Cover Price. Also, important to note that we also have a new comic book shop. If you guys are going into my IG, you'll notice I was at the shop today. The shop is very, very close of opening in December. So Pelham Comics, it's on 89 Wolves Lane, Pelham, New York. That's why it's called Pelham Comics. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, well, not the YouTube channel, to the IG for Pelham Comics. If you're looking for an LCS, there is an online shop from Josh is diligently waiting for the fire marshal to show up so he can finally open up the shop. But that's happening. Also, I got to give a shout out to Global Comics, who takes care of it. It's official. Global Comics now has Marvel Comics, so go check those out. And last but not least, Cliff, it's this Friday.
Oh, your Black Friday art auction. Hello.
It's happening. We're starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. The auction is going to happen. We're going to have some great stuff there. I got some books already ready to go. So that's going to happen on Friday. Make sure you put your notifications. You do all that fun stuff that goes along with it. I got some artists that already said they're going to be part of the show. Couple of books I'll show you guys already that's part of the auction that you might have seen before. I'm going to be auctioning out this Spider-Man piece that I did there.
Woo!
Look at that. Tell me that came out nice. I like that one. Also, been waiting to do this one too, right? The Deadpool Wolverine. But it's Deathstroke and Logo or Lobo. So that's going to be auctioned out this Friday. And I think this is the one that people are asking for. Someone's going to be a proud owner of the Thanos come Friday.
I was going to say it's quite worthy. Quite worthy.
Yes. And at the same time, we're going to be doing some art pieces as well in the show. So if those are not for you, then you could definitely make some requests. There's a couple of books we're going to have there. I know there's certain artists that are going to be part of it. Some people have committed already. So that's that. So he is searching for Kid. Wait, where is it? He is searching for it.
Listen, I just tried to give it a good search as well.
It's going to be a little hard. And yes, we did find Josh. We found him. What's going on, Black Spiders? How you doing, my man? All right. Black Spiders may have a copy of Kicked.
Ooh.
There might be a possibility Black Spiders has a copy of Kicked. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe he does. I'm not sure. All right.
The search will continue.
The search will. If you guys find it, let me know. He does. I knew he did. So, there you go. He does has a copy of Kicked. He might have a copy of the other book too, for a price. So for a price is the first book, but I didn't do the cover. But Kicked is the cover. Anyway, it's time to talk about trending comics and what's trending this week. We've already been an hour and a half in this show. We got a little long today, but that's cool. Let's find out what's the top trending comic books for this week. Ready, Cliff? No, you're not. You're not ready for this.
I'm always ready.
Let's. The top trending comics for the last week of November. This is week number 4, November. Cliff, we always do this. We always look at the first 4 books on this sheet, on this slide. Your immediate thoughts?
Perverts, and I love it. Someone build me a Landotron 2026 right now.
Oh man, yeah. Black Spiders is not giving it to anybody. It's my copy, nobody else. He might have a signed copy too. Cliff, I've never seen a Legion cover Izzy did for you. I did a Legion cover for you?
No, you didn't.
So why he's asking that?
Because we talked about it and then it never happened.
It never happened.
All these beautiful Legion.
Are we talking about Legion, the character, or Legion of
superheroes?
That's a lot of characters, man.
I know, but you did a whole bunch of beautiful characters for other people that weren't.
Well, they were called commissions, man. I'm waiting for your commission.
I know. Well, you'll be waiting a long time.
Well, I think I need something for Christmas. All right. So you talked about the perverts. Okay, so let's go. Let's talk about these 4 books. You said the perverts, so we already know about one of them. So let's get that one out of the way. What about the other ones?
I'm a fan of the Batman, of the Absolute Batman Annual. V for Vendetta. I mean, like, I think it's odd that it's still here, but okay. Like, can episode 1 of the show actually land before we go crazy? And Grimm is cool too, and I like the Grimm. I like all the Grimm. The motif, the different eras of Grimm, like I like that. I like it.
Right, cool. So let's go ahead into it. We always start with the honorable mentions, so let's kick the honorable mentions off with the first books because this is one book that I think a lot of people started searching for, and that is Warrior Number 1. This is a British comic book, so this is a comic book you could get from the overseas by Quality Publication. Came out back in 1982 for $2 or 50 pence. This is the first appearance of V for Vendetta, the actual first appearance. But what's another thing that a lot of people don't know, not only is the first appearance of V for Vendetta, it's also the first appearance of Marvel Man, also to be known as Miracle
Man.
So I saw this book this week. I was tempted.
How much was it? Let's talk about that temptation.
The temptation wasn't too bad because it was a solid copy and it was about I want to say about 150. I think he was asking for.
Oh, I might have caved on that.
Yeah. However, I was very budget sensitive this weekend. You know, with the holidays coming, you got to be budget sensitive.
As one becomes around the holidays.
You have to be budget sensitive, so that's why I didn't pull the trigger. It is funny because I did contact the dealer afterwards because I know the dealer. I contacted him and I said, "Do you still have it?" He was like, "Nope, it's gone." And I was like, "All right, congratulations." He sold it. So, but this is really cool. This is a cover done by the late great Steve Dillon. Another important thing, like so this book in itself has so many keys attached to it. With V for Vendetta, Miracle Man, Steve Dillon doing the cover. So with Miracle Man, you have other writers. I know if DVH is still watching or somebody's writing, who is exactly who wrote the book? Was it Alan? I think it was Alan Moore. Who's the original creator of Miracle Man?
It is. Oh, wait a second. The first person to do it.
Mm-hmm. Because Alan Moore started writing it, but I don't think he's not the creator.
No, because what happened is Marvel Man was a result of we stopped publishing Captain Marvel stories. And so someone over in the UK was like, well, then we're just going to make up Marvel Man stories and keep going. And most of them no difference.
Yeah. So let me see here. So we got Alan Moore is a writer. He's accredited with being a writer. John Bolton, Dave Gibbons, David Loyal, obviously with but Alan Moore is accredited for V for Vendetta, I'm assuming.
Right. So Marvel Man was created by Mick M-I-C-K and Anglo in 1954.
The original.
The original, yes. And he started publishing them. So they wanted a new anthology of creator. Okay. And then in 1981, they wanted to sell blah, 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 sales decline. 1963 was the last Marvel Man under Mick Anglo. Then 1981, they start the Warrior magazine, and they were like looking to like focus on British publishing, and we get Marvel Man and V for Vendetta and all sorts of interesting stuff.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Also, as part of this week's honorable mentions, you got the Dave Johnson Virgin variant of Grimm #1. This was a 1 per store variant. Believe it or not, it's going for about $20 right now. So being that it's a 1 per store, I can see this book climbing the charts in price. It's a great cover. I still like this cover, but I still like some of the other covers that they did for Grimm. But Grimm was one of those books that when it came out in 2022, people were comparing it, not so much in story, but comparing it to being the next Something's Killing the Children. Did it live up to the hype? I don't think it did. But the fact that we're going to get an animated series, or there's plans for an animated series for Netflix, means there's potential. Thoughts?
I mean, it's cool. There is cool stuff going on in that book. So, you know, I like that there's different generations of Grimm. Like, there's plenty of material to work with there.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll talk more about Grimm a little later, so we'll get to it there. And then our third book here is a return from last week. It is the 80-page giant-sized Geiger comic featuring Redcoat in the cover. This is the Redcoat cover here by Brian Hitch. This is also an honorable mention. This is a return from last week in the same exact spot, believe it or not. With Redcoat, I think we talked a little bit about it, but the book that I think no one's actually hunting down, I looked, is Redcoat #1, his first issue. So people are tracking down his first appearance, but no one's actually tracking down his story, which I think is kind of odd, if you know what I'm talking about.
I mean, it is, but usually these people are not, you know, they're not, usually their focus is just on flipping.
Yeah. So those are your honorable mentions. Let's go into our list at number 10, starting with our first book of the evening. This one is Batman Deadpool #1. This is the Nick Dragotta cover featuring the Punisher and Batman. Came out this for DC Comics and Marvel Comics. This is the DC version. That's why it's DC's name is first, then Marvel. $9 near mint. That's really cover price. Most common is $8, $60 at 9.8. As far as trending list goes, is number 5 for CBSI. 7 days, 30 days, you got 16 sales, 27 sales. This is the aftermarket sales. So in case you guys didn't know, there is an aftermarket sales, not initial sales. So we don't record the sales from the LCSs or when they're initial sales. We're only recording these aftermarket sales. So your eBay sales, My Comic Shop, things like that. Hype level of this book is at a medium. I think this has everything to do with the fact that the Batman we see in this imagery, because it's Nick Dragotta, looks more like an absolute Batman rather than regular Batman. So does that make sense?
No, I think look, just based on the little batarangs, I'm saying this is regular Batman. Just Nick Dragotta just draws big bat ears, and that's it.
He's a bat ears guy. He likes big ears. But of course, it's Nick Dragotta. He's gonna draw Batman kind of the same, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know? But his Punisher is very Mike Zeck-like, which I like.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I do like the fact that he's channeling his inner Mike Zeck, which I think is really cool. All right. That's number 10. Let's go into our next book at number 9 for this week. At number 9 is Batman Deadpool, number 1. Actually, it's Deadpool Batman, so that's a typo there. This is the Stegman homage variant. This book is from Marvel Comics.
Yep.
And the last recorded sale of this book is $65 now, near mint. But the most common fair market value is $22 and $66 and 9.8. As far as the trending list goes, it's number 6 for CBSI. 7-day, 30-day sales, 24 sales within the last 7 days, which is pretty good. 58 sales within the last 30 days. Hype level is at a medium. This book was hot a few weeks ago, so therefore that's why it's still trending. It's also because of the other book we're going to talk about, right? But let's talk a little bit about this cover. We talked about 340 earlier with my book. What do you think?
It's fine.
It's fine. It's just fine. That's all you got.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like this
Tired.
this cover. No, like it's funny because I do want my own variation of this with two characters that I want a particular artist to work on. But like it's just because it's something I've wanted for a long time. And then that's it. But like I'm burnt out on this cover.
Yeah.
You know? So like and then freaking Bill Sienkiewicz goes and gives us a Deadpool one. And I'm like, okay, like this is again hype level medium is about right because for me, what's less than medium on the hype level scale?
What was that?
Is there anything under medium for hype level?
Low.
All right, so yes, this is low hype level for me. Good for you. If you love it, if you like it, I love it for you.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, it's on a medium scale because one, that $65 sale and 24 sales within a 7-day period is actually pretty impressive. For 7 days, that's not bad. You know what I mean? That's like 3 books a day. That's actually like 3 or 4 books a day. That's pretty good. Okay. At number 8 in our list is V for Vendetta number 1. This book, I went backwards there. This book came out in 1988 for DC Comics. $70 at a 9.4 was the last recorded sale. This book tracks about $43 near mint. 9.8 goes for about $213. As far as the trending list goes, it's number 5 for cover price. It is 7-day, 30 days. We got 15 sales within the 7-day period, 87 within the 30-day period. Hype level also is at a medium. I think this is starting to cool down now because it did make the list because of November 5th. But then it returned to the list because of the announcement of a TV series, right? With HBO Max, which has people talking about it. So it's kind of like a holdover from the last 3 weeks. It's been in the list for 3 weeks. As I told you, I was able to secure a copy this week. A nice copy. And I tell you, Cliff, I didn't pay $43 for it. I paid way lower than that.
Which should, yes. You should pay less than that. Like I don't feel like this. It's fine. And you know what? The book is from '88. It's not like it's brand new or anything. Bye, Black Spiders. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the story. You know, but you know, it would just be nice to see people actually like maybe want the whole series. I don't know.
But this is one. But they also released the compact edition just recently. So people can read the story if they wanted to. And
yes,
I
highly recommend that they should.
Yeah, and this is one of those stories that I think does transition beyond the comic book world. So this is a comic book that's outside of the comic book community. There are people that want this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe not to the same extent as some other books, but definitely there is a fan base for this because they absolutely love that movie. You know what I mean?
Or just love the story,
which is really good. But I think it has everything to do with the movie, what the story brings, the meaning behind the story, how relevant it is to today's landscape as well. So that's your number 8 book. Our next book in our list, and let me just get the clicker clicking here properly. At number 7 is, there it is. Batman Deadpool number 1. This is the Bill Sienkiewicz. I think I misspelled his name, did I? It looks like it did.
It's possible.
It is very possible. All right. 2025. This is the DC comic book. It is an homage to that same book, but with a little added flair. He made it. It looks zombified, but I don't think it is.
Okay.
You know what I mean? All right. Last recorded sales $11. This book has a fair market value of $9. $57, 9.8. As far as trending list goes, is number 4 for CBSI. 7-day, 30-day, 33 sales within the 7-day period, 53 within the last 30 days. This is also at a medium hype. I think this book caused the other book to get people like, oh, I need to have the set. Right? Even though they're slightly different from each other. And what's really cool is I actually didn't notice it at first. Those are Wolverine's actual claws.
Yeah, they are.
I didn't catch that at first. So this is movie version Deadpool?
Is it? Is that what it's supposed to be?
I'm just saying it because if it's Wolverine's claws, it's from Deadpool Wolverine when he takes the adamantium claws.
I know, but like in the
Well, it's a stretch, but what else can you do? I don't know.
I guess you know.
Right?
No, and look, I like his play on this.
Yeah.
You know,
it looks a little zombified, but it really isn't.
no, really, no, because it's just bloody. You know,
It's bloody. It's very gritty.
It's gritty. That's what we're looking at.
Yeah,
gritty.
It's very gritty. I like this one better than the other one. My personal thoughts. This one's a better one.
Okay.
Stedman's more of an homage. This is more like his take on an homage. You know what I mean?
I do.
Okay.
I could kind of see that.
And let's take a look at what's number 6. At number 6 is Aerotech. Number 1. This is the 1 in 15 Howard Checkie variant. This book came out from Ship Comics. $50 near mint. Last recorded sales. This is a book that I promise you is going to climb in price. I'm telling you, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Well, that is the fair market value for the book. There is no slabs at the moment. This came in number 10 for CBSI, number 2 for cover price. This has a 7-day, 30-day trend of 15 sales in the last 7 days, 16 sales within the last 30 days. So the majority of the sales have happened this week for this book.
I didn't know this book was so new.
This book is new. There's another copy of it which also has that same classic feel to it. But this is the one people's been gravitating towards because they look at it as its Bender from Futurama.
Kind of, yeah.
But that's not why this book is hot, besides this scandalous cover. And my good friend Dean Haspiel has AI Joe that did some work on it. So that's my good friend Dean Haspiel. It has to do, we have some interior artwork by Flops. Flops is... Yep, he's done some interior artwork in this book. Some people said that there was rumors that it was his first interior artwork, but it really isn't. But people don't get to see Flops doing work as much. So that's why this book is on this list. This is one of those books, because it is as indie gets, I could see it climbing up the charts in price. It's one of those books that I'm sure has a low print run. It's a 1 in 15. Right now, you can get it for $50. It's going to go up in value sooner or later. And people are going to just be hunting it down just because after a while. So it will have a niche market. But when you find those people, they're going to want it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at something like this. Does this have a future?
Yes, it has a future because like this is one of those covers. It's kind of going. The only comparison I have on my mind at the moment is Dave Stevens. I feel like it's fall into that arena, you know?
Yeah, it falls into that arena, but that's Howard Checkie, who was part of that era.
Yes, he is.
You know what I mean?
Obviously, once in a while, he can dig deep and pull back from that era.
You know, what is she trying to watch with the remote? That's what I want to know.
It's not something she's trying to watch.
She's not trying to watch something. She's trying to.
I think the remote is handling the operations.
Oh, so it's not a TV remote.
Oh no,
Okay,
it's a Fender remote.
let's get out of this one before we get canceled. At number 5 is Absolute Batman 2025 Annual #1. This is the Daniel Warren Johnson Felix Art variant, limited to 1,000 copies. There's controversy behind this one, and Cliff, we're going to talk about it because this book that just came out, last recorded sales value was $400 near mint.
Mm-hmm.
Common 403, $685 and 9.8, even though I've heard it has gone as high as $900. As far as trending list, it was #1 in cover price for that reason. 7-day, 30-day sales. We have 23 sales within the last 7 days. In the aftermarket, 26 sales also. So most of it happened in the last week.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a high. Now, Cliff, are you familiar what happened with this book?
Was there outrageous pre-order sales? Is this
No.
one of those? Okay.
It wasn't a pre-order thing. It wasn't a pre-order sale.
Is it because the art is a play on another artist who took Batman and put him in what I consider an inappropriate and compromising position on the former Twitter?
Tampoco.
Okay, tell me. I'm out.
So, Felix Art, who is the company that works with Daniel Warren Johnson and other artists like Nick Dragata, they released a special cover. So this is kind of like, like Big Time Collectibles. They do their, Monday sale or special Thursday sale. We only have this many copies, that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they had the same thing. They had a drop, and you pick the book up at, I don't remember the details exactly, but you could pick up the book at, let's just say 7:00, 7 p.m. You could order this book,
right, for regular price.
They had it for, I think they had it for like $80.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. Okay.
And we're limiting it to only 1,000 copies.
Right.
So people started, they were interested, but the biggest concern was bots.
Oh, right.
The book
they exist. I forgot.
The book sold out in under 20 seconds. And people who were trying to make their orders in didn't even get a chance to go to checkout. So once they went to select the book and they went to checkout, the book was sold out.
So what happens when you're up against? There's only 1,000 copies, right?
Yeah.
So what happens when you're up against 1,000 people who are using bots? Like who's the winner? The person who can.
That's where the question remains. What exactly happened? Because almost immediately they were on eBay.
I mean, that's just good bot work.
So the reality is where did this happen? Now, I have to give credit to where credit's due. Mark, Legion of Comics, has a video discussing this. So he has a whole video in discussion of what's going on with this. But it also leads to the question of, we got a $400 book, and on a slab, it's somewhere between $700 to $900 and 9.8 for a popular artist, for a popular book, right? Because again, this book is one of the hot books of the year. So let me just see here. Oh yeah,
DWJ, yeah, baby, thank you.
That's not it though. A week before, Felix released 100 of them at a charity food drive. Then it used the crazy eBay sales to. Yes, I did. That was also part of it.
All right, so this is market manipulation.
Yeah, so that's the point behind this book. There's a lot of market manipulation. They were showing people that eBay sales were happening. So you got to come get this book. But then no one was able to get the book anyway when they try to get the book directly from the site.
Unless you were at that food drive.
Then they refused to deal with the bots. Yes, they did not. People were warning them about the bots. They were being warned about the bots. Now, a few weeks ago, There was a design variant of Absolute Batman as well that went through something very similar, but this one seemed to be even more so. And that's the whole debacle behind this book. So personally, 1,000 copies of a book at $400. Daniel Warren Johnson is hot. Is the book really worth $400? And here's the other thing: are there really just 1,000 copies?
Well, I mean, we probably know because, all right, I think we all know by now, if you are dealing with Marvel or DC, you have to order a minimum, and we know the minimum is like 4,000 or 5,000 copies. Yes. And then it's up to you to destroy the excess, right?
Destroy.
I have a hard time believing that. I have a hard time believing it.
Right? There's no numbering system. They don't say this is one of 20,000. They don't say it's. Sometimes they do the little card, but even that could be falsified, right? So there's no real way of knowing it. And you're on, Marvel and DC, they tell you have to destroy it. That doesn't mean that they're the ones destroying.
Correct.
Right? So they couldn't care less. Let's be honest. They got their money's worth. They got their money and you deal with it. You know what I mean? It's not even worth $80 in his opinion. I think for what it's worth, for one, the story that's being told, two, how hot Daniel Warren Johnson is right now. And if you could, like, the closest comparison I would have is Wolverine 50. You remember Wolverine 50 that came out a couple of months ago?
Yeah.
But that was an open order. So that wasn't even like a situation like this. That was an open order book. If you got it, you got it. I happened to pick up 2. That book became very hot because it was kind of silently dropped in that way. No one really paid attention to it. But when they saw it, they were like, "Oh, everybody wanted it," right? This is a situation where the company at question here, which is Felix Art, is saying we have 1,000 copies. By the way, they're selling on eBay really hot right now, and they're not dealing with a botting issue. So I don't know. Only time will tell what actually happens, and will they actually do anything about it? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is like they can use CAPTCHA, right, to prevent bots, right? They could use Cloudflare bot manager. Shopify has a bot protection app. You can do a rate limit, right? You could do a number of checkouts for IP address. You could require customer accounts and pre-registration, or at least customer accounts. Shouldn't that slow you down?
Yeah. Yeah. There's so many ways to prevent it from happening, and they just said, screw it. They just want the money. They got their money.
I mean, and honestly, who wouldn't want the money? You're making like what, $80 1,000 comics. So like, is that 80,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 80 grand. 80 grand, which far outweighs what they spent on the book.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, the book, most comic books, most retailer exclusives don't go for 80.
No, they usually go for 20 and 40.
Yeah, 20, 40, 30. That's usually the number that's there. This one went for 3 times the value. So, I don't know. Let's see what happens next week. Let's go ahead into our number 4 book of the week. And that's going to go into Geiger 80-page giant number 1. This is the first appearance of Red Coat, among with other characters that came out with Image Comics. $40 near mint value is the last recorded sales value of this book. Most common fair market value is $49, $114, and 9.8. Trendy list, number 1 for Key Collector, number 1 for CBSI, number 10 for cover price. 7-day, 30-day sales, 11 sales within the last 7 days, 43 sales within the last 30 days. Hype level is at a high. We talked a little bit about Red Coat. We talked a little bit of the fact that there had been a movie option. My biggest concern is why is no one picking up Red Coat #1? It may not be his first appearance, but it's his first book. So why not pick up that book? Will it be worth the same value of this one? I'm going to say no. But I also believe that there's other covers that people want. Red Coat being the cover of Geiger #1 is also on demand because it's his first cover.
And it has sales. It has sales.
It has its sales. It made the honorable mention, so it does have its sales, and people are gravitating. But Red Coat #1 is not getting that same love, which I think it should. It's his series. I believe that a first appearance is important, but then right after a first appearance should be their first comic. That's my, it's Marvel Spotlight versus Ghost Rider #1. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. It's Hulk 181 versus Wolverine #1. I think there is some merit to someone's first comic. First ongoing. It's Action Comics versus Superman #1. And now Superman #1 is the most expensive comic book in the world. Oh, go figure. What's your thoughts on that question? On that idea? I thought you were leaving Black Spiders. I'm sorry.
I don't like that. Oh, I like the checker covers. The checkers remind me of like the classic DC books. That's why I kind of like it.
That's the point.
Yeah, that's like the whole point. It's the DC fandom of it all. I mean, I don't need to see it all the time, but I like that it's there.
Yeah.
Listen, I think people are riding the coattail. Of it. Oh my God, it's almost 9:00, dude. What are we doing? So anyhow, yeah, that's it. They're riding a coattail. I'm done, and they suck. And and I'm sorry to say that. I hope you're all good people, but you're probably not. And like, you just want to flip a buck. Read this because it's good to read.
What time does to you? All right, let's go into our number 3 book of the week, and that goes to Absolute Batman #1. This book came out in 2024. $90 near mint for the last recorded sales value of this book. $89 is the most common fair market value. $298 at a 9-point up. It has gone up $50 from last week. Trendy list goes, it's number 7 for cover price. This is where the rubber meets the road. 59 sales in the last 7 days. 270 sales within the last 30 days for this book. It has to be a hype level as a high. People are picking up this book in droves. They just want this book. And a lot of them are willing to pay that money, Cliff.
Good. Stay away from good comics so I can buy them.
This is a FOMO buy.
Yeah, I know.
This is like the epitome of FOMO buying.
I don't know. I think this is such crap to me. I also think this is market manipulation. I do not believe that. I get it. I get its popularity. I get people have come into the shops because of it. I do not get $289 for a 9.8. There's 350,000 of these out there. At least 350,000 of these out there. Garbage. I'm like pricing. I'm not garbage. First of all, I don't like the book. Okay, no problem. But this is awful. You can at that price.
I enjoy the book, but I believe that shouldn't be the value.
Buy 2 Spawn #1s and a 9.8 for this. Remember that.
It's FOMO buying. You call it market. It's FOMO buying.
But who are these people? Izzy? Who do you?
I'm telling you who these people are. These are casual readers that have been excited about this book.
I don't know them. Like, usually when stuff happens, I see a real life element. I have not met a real life element for this.
Oh no, they're out there. I've had conversations with people. I was at Six Flags a few months ago. These guys just talking about Absolute Batman. Okay. People that don't read comic books. Well, first of all, they had it completely wrong.
9 on a 9.8.
So
who are those people? Who are those?
Lando himself has a friend who doesn't read comic books that's obsessed with Absolute Batman. So
you're not following me here. That's great that they're reading it. Are they spending $89 for?
Well, that's my point.
spending
I
20
believe there are some that are spending that money.
I'm saying it's really says it's totally suspect. Totally suspect.
It exists. It's out there.
But I've not met them, and I've met all sorts of collectors. I have not met people spending $289 on a 9.8 of a book that is an A cover that is so readily available. Okay, and let me tell you, based on this conversation, they'll probably never admit to me who they are, but I want to know who those people actually freaking are, because this is totally suspect. Totally. You know? And I'm just saying, in this economy, who's got $90 burning a hole in their pocket for first print of this for $90? It is suspect.
I agree. It's not a $90 book. Dare I say it's not a $40 book. It is a $25 book at most. At most, I say $25. Cheers. At number 2, he lost the number 1 spot, but he still kept the number 2 spot. Absolute Batman 2025 Annual, the cover A by Daniel Warren Johnson. $23 in his last recorded sales value. This book is going for $34 on the fair market value, $148 at 9.8. As far as trending goes, it's number 6 at cover price. But look at these numbers. In the last 7 days, we have 75 sales. But more impressive, we have 801 sales within the last 30 days of this book.
And notice how all of these prices are normal, and this is a better book than Absolute Batman number 1.
But this is a book that I think is going to be climbing more than Absolute Batman as time progresses.
Possibly, because it's a great book.
It's rare. It's an annual, which they always make less of.
All these numbers make more sense. That's it.
So DVH is a dirty whatnot flipper. I have a policy. If I have books that blow up like Absolute Batman number 1, I put them up on whatnot for £1, which makes it on the buyers. 3 of them sold for around $60.
And there you have it.
And that he's referring to Raws, of course.
Yes, he is.
So they're being sold. I'm just telling you, they're being sold.
Okay, but he says so €60, so it's making it. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, listen,
it's making the money.
I do think it's a rough time.
DVH happens to have a lot of Absolute Batman number 1. I wonder why.
Exactly.
So, let's go. Let's wrap this up at number 1. At number 1, taking the top spot, Grimm has dethroned Absolute Batman Annual. I'm happy with number 1. This book came out from Boom Studios, 2022. $15 near mint was the last recorded sales value. Most common fair market value is $22 near mint, $91 and 9.8. Trending list, number 3 for Key Collect, number 3 for CBSI, number 4 for cover price. 7-day, 30-day, 83 sales within the last 7 days, 87 sales within the last 30 days. Therefore, the hype level of this book is at a high. Now, here's a book that I am overly excited for because I think this is something new. This is something different. It is an interesting story about a girl who is a Grim Reaper. That's why it's called Grim. She's part of a collection of Grim Reapers from different eras, different time periods. And they had a previous life, and now they've taken the role of being Grim Reapers. But apparently she doesn't know anything about her secret, so she has an interesting secret, but she doesn't know. And there is this mystery behind it, and she's trying to find out who she was in her previous life and where she came from. Cliff, is there anything else to add to this?
You covered everything. That was beautiful.
Thank you so much. I remember reading this book. I was actually enjoying it. I didn't finish it, but it has 25 issues total now, so you could always go back to it. And if you don't, if you can't get the comic books, you could read them from different digital platforms. So look, so he says the conversion rate is $79. So people are paying $80.
No, I caught that when I noticed it was euros.
Yeah. So there you have it. But with Grimm number 1, I'm super stoked about this. It's a good story. It's a fun story. You should definitely read Grimm. Definitely. It does have a higher print run than most people care
Well,
to
Stephanie
understand.
Phillips.
Stephanie Phillips, but it was people compared it as the next Something's Killing the Children, which caused it to get overinflated in sales. That was the reason. That was like, this is our next big book. So people started, they believed the hype behind it. Now, granted, it's still a good book. It wasn't no Something's Killing the Children, I'll admit to that. But it was a good book. It did kind of fell off within issue 6, 7, and now it's picking up again. So, but again, the series is now over. You could get a collection of it. So I'm pretty sure they're going to put it as a collection sooner or later. But there you have it. That is your number one book of the week. Grimm is going to be an animated series for Netflix. I'm curious to see what kind of art style they're going to go for. So, yeah, look at that. I got tons of Grimms, so I need to go through them. There you go. If you guys are at Whatnot and you want to purchase some books, there you go. Go check out Dr. Von Hoot. There's your plug, Dr. Von Hoot. Proud sponsor of the IzzyVerse. So you guys, let me know your thoughts. Which books do you have? Share your thoughts in the comments. Stay tuned for next week's ranking. Will Absolute Batman take the throne back? Will Grimm still be in the top 10? Or will we finally say goodbye to V for Vendetta? Who's to say? But until next week, we're not going to find out. So with that being said, that completes today's 2-hour edition. But we got 18 people watching, so people have been enjoying the show. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you to everyone who has left a super chat. If you want to still leave a super chat, you're more than welcome to leave a super chat. Next week, we are going to do a duck race to find out who wins. And so you'll have one more opportunity for the duck race. Will we have some more books in there? Who's to say? But I like this. I like the stack already, man. Yep. Cliff, you're done?
Yep. Come catch me on Cliff on Comics right now.
You're going to do your show right now.
Yep.
So you guys could go right to Cliff. He's going to be doing his show right now at this moment. Cliff on Comics. You could go from there. If I could just do this thing where I could send them to you, I would.
Yeah, I love the raid, and like no one knows how to do it except Katie. Katie knows how to do a raid. Love her.
You have to do the raid from YouTube, don't you?
Yes, you do.
So let's do that. Let me just go into the YouTube studios, and we're gonna do a raid. So I have to go into the studios to do that. So yes. Let's go. All right. So I'm gonna go to the studios, guys. Give me a second here while I get to the studio here. Cliff, as I'm doing this, let the whole world know what you're up to. Besides Cliff on Comics right now.
That's right. Tonight's my Thanksgiving special. You can also catch me doing Comics and Cocktails with Cliff on alternate Fridays, Comics and Coffee with Cliff on alternate Saturdays, where I just have people from all walks of the comic book community coming on and sharing their stories, their interest, and hey, maybe even their Kickstarters. It just depends. And of course, you can catch me on the Council of Comics, where we do our box office and movie reviews on Sundays at 5 Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern on Mondays with New Keys and Hot Comics, 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays, where we have our live comic book hangout. All of you are welcome as long as you can be on camera and not embarrass yourself. And or maybe you want to embarrass yourself just a little bit, but don't get us canceled. And of course, you can find me here with Izzy every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's it. It's just wonderful. And I got a couple giveaways happening on my channel. One's for members, one's for subscribers, because it's the holidays, so why not?
And they're gonna be rated to you, bro. I did it. Do you know how to do it, right?
In the studio, yeah.
Okay, you know how to do it in the studio. Okay, so guys, you're gonna be going right to Cliff's channel right when you get out of here. So thank you everybody for watching. Happy Thanksgiving for everybody in America. Outside of America, you can enjoy turkey too. That's fine with me. Have your pasteles, have your chicharrón, pernil, all that good stuff. Rice pudding, all that good stuff. Enjoy it with family and loved ones. And until next time, guys, we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat chant station, and all that fun stuff. We love you. Cliff, love you, bro.
Love you too. Have a great
I'll
night.
see you then. Take it easy, bro. Have fun.
Yep.
I think this is it. I think you're about to go home. Okay. All right. Look, thank you.
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 Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I never said thank you.
And you'll never have to.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I guess I'll see you.